Thomas Jefferson was the third president of the United States who would create a lasting legacy. He was part of the Democratic-Republican Party. Jefferson was born on April 13, 1743 in Virginia and died July 4, 1826, the 50th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. He was president for 2 terms. Before Thomas Jefferson was president, he worked as a lawyer, and not long after becoming a lawyer, he fell in love with and later married Martha Skelton. Jefferson was a self-taught architect and built his own house, called Monticello. He also worked on the Virginia Committee of Correspondence. This was a group of men that worked together to fight off British rule over the colonies. He was well known for his writing skills and his intelligence, which helped him become appointed to the Second Continental Congress. Jefferson would also go on to author the Declaration of Independence. During the Revolutionary War, he also served 2 years as the governor of Virginia. When the British conquered most of Virginia, Jefferson was forced to leave home. Martha, pregnant with his 6th child, died during childbirth, causing him to return home. About 20 years later, he decided to run for the presidency. He was already a vice president to John Adams, so he had some experience. He beat John Adams, but tied with Aaron Burr. The House of Representatives were a different party than Jefferson, but decided he was the best candidate, and Burr became his vice president. During his presidency, the U.S. bought the Louisiana Territory, which is what many people considered his biggest accomplishment as president. About 820,000 square miles was added to the U.S. territory. Another accomplishment was when he helped to create the Human Bill of Rights, and also supported the Lewis and Clark expedition. Jefferson's second term was not as kind to him. He also put into place the embargo of 1807. All U.S. ports were closed to all foreign trade. This actually hurt the U.S. economy and was repealed 2 years later. After presidency, Thomas Jefferson moved back to Monticello. Jefferson was relieved to not be the president anymore and excited not to have any of the presidential responsibilities. He had always been curious of the world around him, so now he finally had the time to observe the world and study science. He completed much research and performed many experiments. He even invented some things. He always made sure he had something to do, which may have been why he started working on his major project, the University of Virginia. He put his architectural skills to use. He designed all the campus buildings, selected the employees, and chose the curriculum. When the British burned many books in Washington, D.C., Jefferson sold most of his personal library to the federal government. Even after presidency, he wanted to make sure he was serving the community, and this gained him much popularity, which he enjoyed. Jefferson was not a wealthy man and could not afford much. He gave most of what he had back to his country and provided much in community service. In 1826, at the age of 82, he became sick, slipped into a coma, and died. Many say that he was ready to die, after the doctor whispered into his ear that he had lived until July 4th. His old friend, John Adams, died the exact same day. John Adams' last words were, "Thomas Jefferson still survives," not knowing that he had actually died 5 hours before him. Thomas Jefferson was one of our greatest presidents and accomplished many successful things. He was one of the few presidents that had a part in starting up our country. He helped to gain independence and increase the U.S. territory. He was a founding father of the U.S. who had spent his whole life giving back to the community.